What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So if you've been following, I guess, Insomniac Games and the whole Spider-Man hype train, of course, for the remastered version and Miles Morales, you would know that in the last 24 hours something very crazy has happened. Now, on top of that, we do have a ton of new details as well for the remastered version of this game, which truly is shaping out to be something that is going to be very cool in my opinion anyway. But as always, if you are new to the channel, go ahead and click that big red subscribe button below. It makes you a much better human being, and if you could drop a like too, that'd be really cool. Let's try and smash 9 likes and only leave it at 9 likes. But also in the comments below, let me know how hyped up you are for the Spider-Man remastered version coming to the PlayStation 5. Okay, rate your hype on a scale 1 to 10, and if you have any other opinions on it, just let me know in the comments below, because I know a lot of people's feelings with this stuff are kinda in the air right now, but it needs to stop because something crazy has happened. So I want to start off with that, and you may have seen it in my community tab yesterday, but in a nutshell, one of the devs who are working on this game, who goes by the name Brian Intihar, he's actually the creative director. He had to put a message out on Twitter that says the following: "To our Spidey fans, I totally appreciate your passion, but sending me threatening notes that you will, and I quote, hunt you down and we will find you, you fix this now, isn't cool. With what's happening in today's world, let's be a force for good and be respectful of each other. Thank you." Now, I mean, just the fact that this tweet had to get published as a whole honestly just says the state that I guess the community is in general, right? I mean, to actually send threats to a developer, it's just insane. Like, we thought the puddle situation was a problem back with the PlayStation 4 version, but this is just insanity. Now, look, in a nutshell, right, how I feel about the situation, because the big, I guess, argument here is simply about, you know, the remodel of Peter Parker's face. Literally, that is all. Now, am I a fan of it personally? Not really, because of course it's the same story, and it kind of feels a bit weird to replay a game that has a complete different main character almost, but of course you're now doing that again. It kind of feels a bit offish, but nonetheless, that is not, I guess, you know, an access or a door opener to go ahead and send threats to a developer. Like, these dudes have made the game. Yes, it's a bit of a hasty decision, but to eventually lead to threats from the community to the devs, it's just definitely crossing the line, but beyond, I guess, words can even describe. It's absolutely insane, and it kind of just shows the maturity as well, and these things do not play out good in the long run. Now, I know a lot of people were saying, well, since Brian done that tweet, that of course, you know, it kind of just makes people say it even more. I just genuinely think that if you are somebody that would actually go ahead and send a threat to a developer along the lines of that over a character remodel, then I mean, there's definitely an underlying problem there, because that is just not right at all. It's a remastered video game. A lot of people do not like it, but I think as literally human beings at this stage, not even a community, right? I think as human beings, it seems like the decency has just vanished, right? If you're a decent human being, whether you're a fan of this game, whether you even care about video games, I think just sending threats as a whole to anybody is just ludicrous. Like, it's just absolutely insane, and that's what I just wanted to share my opinion on real quick, because the fact that it got to a stage where literally they had to tweet out, "do not send threats," is just insanity. But I want you guys to leave your thoughts on this in the comments below. If I'm honest, I just have to say it has to stop, right? Because the gaming community in general still kind of gets a lot of trash thrown at it from the outside media, and we know when it comes down to violent video games and how it makes people violent, like, we know it's just a bunch of shenanigans when it comes down to that stuff. But of course, this stuff, I mean, this has got over 54,000 likes, so going on the basis that, you know, this has now been brought to the attention in general to, of course, fans, but I mean, like, you know, medias are going to pick up on it and so forth, and it just doesn't portray the gaming community as a whole in any way, shape or form a good place to be. So I just think people really need to sit down and think about what they're doing, because it's just absolutely insane. I don't know what else to say for that. But moving into other news for the game, Insomniac actually posted a tweet, I guess kind of listing the big key features for this game, for the remastered again, and what it says is some stuff that we already know, of course, such as remade city assets with ray tracing and ambient shadows. You then got 60 frames per second performance mode, near instant loading, which by the way, now the PlayStation 5 is actually in people's hands for reviews. I believe I saw a God of War gameplay earlier today, right, and it was just showing the respawn, I guess, time rate, time rate basically, and I kid you not, it was less than a second. It was absolutely insane how quick it reloaded. So when these guys are saying near instant loading, I just can't wait to actually experience that. Of course, we've got the 3D audio, but what's really cool is increased population density and new photo mode features along with new trophies. But just to pick up on the two key things, the increased population density, this is something that I've talked about a while back, and one of the biggest things for me with this situation is that I just hope we might actually be able to get more access to the inside of buildings, going on the basis that now population density can increase. Of course, maybe they'll react differently as well to, you know, I guess compared to the way in the PlayStation 4 version, but again, we'll have to wait and see for that. But what's really cool is regarding the new photo mode features, right, it lists down some really cool things for this. So what it says on the link that Insomniac posts, which takes you over to the blog, of course, with fast travel animations, if you do miss them, you can kind of scrap the near instant loading out the window and turn it off and go back to the fast travel animations, which I think is really cool. But besides that stuff, it says we've also brought new photo mode features to the game that we developed for Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales. Now I'm guessing it won't be for the remastered version, unfortunately, but this is really cool for this game because it says you can now place lights in the environment, and you can also change your spider suit after you've lined up your shot, and I think that's really cool and would definitely save a lot of time. But the biggest thing from that is just the ability to place lights. I think that alone is very much a big game changer. Of course, we're going to see how effective that is going to be, but going on the basis that they genuinely nailed the photo mode with the PlayStation 4 Spider-Man version, right, I have absolutely every single bit of, I guess, positive feelings, alright, or hope, whatever you want to say, that they're definitely going to crush it with Spider-Man Miles Morales. Again, they didn't specify if it was for the remastered version as well, but I mean, if it is, it'd be very cool if you could do that. But I don't know, it's a remastered version, so it really depends. We've literally seen a snippet of gameplay, so again, we'll basically just have to wait and see, and I guess play the game ourselves unless we see some more gameplay between now, of course, and next month, which I'd like to think we would. But guys, that's gonna wrap up this video here. Leave all your thoughts on the stuff we spoke about. Like I said at the beginning of the video, with the whole threat situation regarding Peter Parker's face change, it's just insanity. Like, I honestly said, I really thought the puddle situation was a big thing, and obviously now it's just escalated to, I mean, this is broken people, right? This is clearly broken people, but to go to a stage where you have to threaten somebody, it's just, I don't know, it really is just, I mean, if you are, you should just be embarrassed. That's basically how bad this is. I mean, it's terrible. But guys, it's going to wrap up this video here. Subscribe for more awesome content. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, as always, have yourselves a ridiculously amazing day, and adios amigos.